Maybach music.
I'm on that good cushion alcohol.
Oh, yo!
Make this deal with all the ice on in the boat. She feel my mind with ideas. I'm the highest in the room.
Jumping, them boys up to something. They just spent like 2 or 3 weeks out the country. I'm getting so cold. I ain't wait this hard since I was 18.
We them boys. We them boys.
Lamborghini Mercy. Yo, chick, she so thirsty. Lamborghini Mercy. Lamborghini Mercy. Jesus, the notorious just. Please us with your lyrical thesis.
Maybach music.
Listen to Don. Now I see all the other legends in the chat, but I also see the legend in the chat. You know, one time he once got pulled over, right? The police pulled him over, and he gave them the ticket. E. Ross, the only man to kill 2 stones with 1 bird. E. motherfucking Ross. The dark is afraid of him. You know who we're talking about. Pick up the Don every time, every day of the week, and twice on Tuesday. Big up to the doc. The doc probably popped in and out. Bluebird, that queen. Man like Mateo, the real bad man in the house. We know that. We big up Mateo as well. The real bad man style.
Real bad man.
Big up to Mateo. Big up to Gary. Boy 10, the man with the chest. The Waffle Don joins. What you telling me? Already know, man. E-Ross comes through in the chat early. It's a blessing, you know what I mean? It's always a blessing when E-Ross pops in the chat early and we get to start the morning vibe. You know what I mean? It's good vibes. Hey. Big up to E-Ross every single time. Now, people, is everyone enjoying the Winter Olympics? We're loving this event every 4 years, every 3 years, whatever the reoccurring frequency is. Is everyone loving the Winter Olympics, or everyone is out here pretending they watch this shit? Like, I honestly forgot that it was on. Forgot that it was that time of the year. And it's in Milan, you know, one of my favorite cities to visit, Milano. Big up, man. Big up to the people there. Listen, this is the midweek roundup, people. Normally the weekend warm-up is me and the Waffle Time, but it's midweek fixtures. You know, I can't throw off Broski's schedule. So we look ahead to the games today, some games tomorrow, and then the primetime event on Thursday, where all eyes on the Asna to see if we can put the gap back to 6. Because, ladies and gentlemen, for anyone who doesn't know, it will be 3 points tomorrow. Because Fulham ain't it. Fulham isn't it to slow down the Man City machine that's resurging. A lot of discourse around the fan base now because we were 10 minutes away from being 9 points clear, and then it could be 3 tomorrow. So there is some pause around the fan base. There is, dare I say, some panic. Because the Giddy Cup was about to overflow after Sunday's result. But we quickly got brought back down to reality. You know them ones. But big up, man. Big up to everyone in the house. Before we get into it, Boy 10 says, start Norgard at center back. Rest Saliba, that is all. Uh-oh. Rest Saliba. Now, Norgard will start a Premier League game when we have injury problems. If he is running the red, if Saliba is running in the red, he is playing. He has to be injured first for him to be pulled out the line. So you may not see Norgard start you may not see him start another Premier League match all season, if I'm being honest. You will see him start in the cups, depending on who we play. should start in the cup against Wigan. He should. But in the next round, we could get serious competition. Then again, you will see him not play. You know what I mean? So Norgard is one of them ones that that was meant to be. I was about to say the new El Neni, but El Neni hardly ever played. And the last time El Neni played was a bad period for us when he was playing consistently. And then I was about to say he was about to be our new Jorginho, but I guess that fits better than the El Neni, but that's still not what we needed. You know what I mean? We needed someone of Partey's quality to be there with Zubimendi. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But yeah. In the fifth round of the FA Cup, there's still plenty of shit teams in there. Plenty of League 2 sides, League 1 sides that we can get. So Norgard could possibly get some extended play. Just not in the league. I don't know about them ones. You know what I mean? Stavenberg, I know you're in here. Tell Arteta, rest Saliba this game. He must be getting shook if we can see the goal or two. Saliba's playing, man. Let the record show that we're going up a Brentford. We're going against a Brentford side with a top scorer in this Premier League. Yeah. And the minute Arteta looks at that, he looks at what's his Thiago? He'll look at Thiago on 17 Premier League goals and realize this brother is no joke. We have to treat this Thiago brother as a center forward who is on form to hit 25 Premier League goals, which he is. Now, if Victor Gyökeres was on 17 Premier League goals, damn that shit. We may be, I want to say, 5-6 wins away from wrapping up the league title if he was firing at that rate. Because, you know, Gyökeres gives us a goal against Liverpool or City, we win those games, you know what I mean? So, because Thiago is on such good form, I don't think he's going to fuck about putting a DM at center back when he has the two best center backs in the Premier League at his disposal. If they can walk, they play. They may not even be able to run. Big up to Gary. What you telling me? Bond, man. Big up everyone, man. I appreciate you. Oh, you watch it, yeah? Is the figure skating part on already? I don't know, bruv. I don't fuck with it. I'm not going to go pretend like I do. But ESPN is pushing it hard. That's why I'm getting so much snowboarding and ski stuff. Yeah, man. The algorithm says that you are a sports junkie, and the Winter Olympics is technically sports, isn't it? So it falls in your wheelhouse. They go, hey, listen, get your FPL team done. I used my wild card. I used my second wild card to change the team. I went with a crazy lineup, you know. Since I have unlimited picks for the week, I got way too many United players in my team that I like. But in goal, I could only afford Sanchez. He has the second amount of clean sheets. I got Nketiah and I got Timber because we got a double match this week. But I got Dallo versus West Ham. That should be an easy clean sheet, yeah, for United. But I got Cunha and Mbeumo with my team against West Ham. They should cook. They should give me some points. I'm captaining Erling Haaland because they scored 5-4 their last fixture. The Fulham fixture was the 5-4 game, yeah? And then I got Sarr, I got Turkey, and I got Calvert-Lewin against the Chelsea. I took Thiago out because he's up against our defense, so I took him out. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm rolling with, Hendo. What I say, I can't lie. The women's skeleton event is primetime television at the Winter Olympics. Don't let your wife watch it, though. The women's skeleton event. What the fuck? Now, you know I got to look that up now. Oh, shit. I have to see what that's about, boy, 10. Let's see what you're talking about. Oh, that shit. Hey, boy, 10. You're a madman, you know. Okay, I see why you be watching that. Norgard just needs to come in and shut out games. Yeah, we need Norgard to do what Endo did last year for Liverpool. That's what we need, yeah? Endo Waturo comes in, put in his mouthpiece, come in, draw a couple of fouls, slow the game down, some shithousery if need be. Yeah, that type of shit. You know, I'm cool with that. Why would Norgard play center back when we have Mascara? I think the last time he played there, he was good. But yeah, that was because everyone else was injured. And that was my first panic sign this year, Joins. My first panic moment is when going into the season, everyone said, and I even agreed to it, it wasn't a crazy thing, that we have the deepest squad. The best squad, the deepest squad, 2 players in each position, 3 players in certain positions, right? On the right wing, they had listed Saka, Madwake, and Max Dowman. In the 10, they had listed Odegaard, Eze, Ethan, right? So there were 3 players in some positions. Deep squad, deep. And I'm saying that when Christian Norgard had to go play center back, I'm like, how the hell do you, from August to October, in the space of 2 months, you went from having the deepest squad, biggest squad in Europe to having to play a DM at center back because you done injured all the damn players. Not rotating. You know? That was my first panic stream of the season, right? The loss at Liverpool wasn't a panic stream. That was me being reactionary. That was me being angry that we didn't go there and win and try to win the damn game in our first loss of the season in match week 3. Then my reactionary, takes to the Sunderland game that I still believe we could have did better in, dropping points. And then there was the Villa game. That one I can deal with, right? We weren't going to win them all, but shit, man. We need proper squad management from here on out. I agree. But yeah, if your squad management don't just include the minutes, boy 10, yeah? Squad management actually includes playing the right players at the right time. You remember that Jesus told a story when he wasn't getting any minutes at Citeh, yeah? And the game was won, and Pep elected to bring on Zinchenko as a striker when Gabriel Jesus was on the bench. And he was like, man, I got to get out of here. This man is a madman, playing a left back at center forward when I'm fit and available. So if you're Mascara, part of your man management, if you're Arteta, part of your man management is if Saliba and Gabriel need a rest and you have Mascara, you play Mascara. Because if you put Norgard in a center back position where you don't give Mascara or Hincapié minutes at center back, then mentally you might lose them. Because then they're like, coach, what the hell are you on? When am I going to play? Men want to believe that they contributed to the title. Men want to believe they contributed to the EFL Cup. I wouldn't stop Mascara here. Let him start Wigan and Wolves. What I'll do, I'm not against him. I'm actually against him starting. You want to play him against Wigan at Wolves, you start him. And depending on how the game goes, you bring him on for 20 minutes. So he gets the minutes in the legs before he plays Wigan. But, with no disrespect and all the disrespect, it's Wigan. I think we can get by Wigan with our B team. I think we can get by Wigan with Kepa, Ben White, Saliba, not Saliba, Mascara, Hincapié, Skelly, Norgard, Eze, would be a great game for Ethan, wouldn't it? Fucking hell. Who he puts in midfield? Don't know. Play Odegaard. Fuck it. Play Eze, Odegaard, Norgard. Yeah, play the guards. And then you play Jesus, Martinelli, and Havertz. Why not? Biathlon only winter sport I really like. Yeah. Hey, give it a go, man. Give that skeleton thing a go that boy Tim was talking about. It looks interesting. Arsenal just need to keep doing what they're doing, rely on our defense and improve our attack, which has improved. Slow and steady wins this race. It's a marathon, and Arteta wants to win all games. Come on, you Gunners. Just keep doing what they are doing. The defense, yeah. So when you say rely on our defense, Gary, I don't know. When you say rely on your, do you mean invite pressure onto it, or you mean trust the defense and use it as a license to go attack teams? Because typically, when you rely on your defense, you're doing a lot of defending. Just because my problem with how we set up and kill off games or fail to kill off games is that we do depend on our defense, which is um, not conducive to long-term success, if you ask me. Right? The boys can defend, and they know they can, but as the manager has to make sure that he doesn't invite unnecessary pressure onto them for sustained periods of time. Yeah, that's what I'm on. But the attack must improve, which it has, and I get 3 open play goals. We need a couple more of those. We need to start clicking at the right time, and now is as good as time as any. It feels like the right time for us to start clicking. Yeah, in a final, 6 points clear. If you're in a final, you're in the 4th round of the FA Cup, top of the Champions League, top of the Premier League, 6 points clear, and you haven't clicked yet. Maybe we click. We can blow this thing wide open. Pause. Captain Semenyo, FPL this week. Against Fulham. Fulham are a weird team, because they can at Craven Cottage put 4 past Citeh and still lose. But I can see him going to Manchester and getting packed in 4-5. So I'm gonna keep Haaland for now. Right now that he has seen ball hit net, had an assist for the silver goal. I'm gonna keep him for now. This should be a weekend where I'm captaining an Arsenal attacker because we have 2 match weeks, right? So we should be looking at Gyökeres getting 140 to 150 minutes and captaining him for FPL. But I don't think he plays both these games. I think Gyökeres, if he starts against Brentford, he doesn't start against Wolves. Yeah? If he doesn't start against Brentford, he starts against Wolves. So, yeah. At this point, I'm not even sure Nketiah will play both games, or Timber for that matter. So it's tricky right now with Arsenal players. You know what I mean? Big up to LFC Monster in the chat. Big up to Juggards. Tone, I see you. Big up everyone, man. Appreciate you. The slow-mo they get on the women's skeleton nowadays. Yeah, these camera angles sometimes, and there's I'm surprised these haven't turned into like memes and reels and made its way to my Instagram feed. And then again, maybe it has, and the algorithm just doesn't feed my feed the way it should. I get football and cooking. That's all I get in my Instagram. Women's bobsled skeleton went to Olympics. So why Hendo just told us that he's very familiar with the Brazilian volleyball team. That's mad, Squad management includes making everyone feel wanted. Yes, Stone. 100%. I agree with that. So yeah, so you can't be given, and this is what I'm saying. I think he has made man management mistakes up until this point. I think Skelly will feel hard done by when there's been plenty of opening and opportunities for him to run left back. But he moves Timber to left back. This has crossed Skelly's mind at some point. No one can tell me otherwise, right? Skelly has sat down and was like, "Damn, man is willing to move the best right back in the league to left back to not play me." That surely won't make Skelly feel wanted or make him feel motivated. I'm not saying you should coddle players, but still, man management is a thing, right? And you can't do shit like that and then you just send him out there with 5 minutes left and say, "Go run through a brick wall for me." That type of shit. But yeah, point taken. Big up, Tone. The downhill only 9 days after. Oh, god damn. Listen, the flexibility on the joints. Some watching some of these athletes do certain things, man, makes me like, damn. No way I could ever. The way City went against Liverpool could fire their players for the run-in. Still hoping you win the league, says Fernie. Appreciate that, Fernie. Now, there is something to be said the way Man City won. Because you hear people say all the time, even I've said, the final at Wembley, you can lose it. You can lose a game of football, right? There is no God-given right for us to walk away with that Carabao. I think we will win it, right? Desperate, thirsty. But City can beat us at Wembley. It can. So, it wouldn't be a crazy take. They're in the final for a reason. But we've always said there's a way to lose. You know, if we're in the game, we getting chances, they're getting chances, make a good account of ourselves, and we lose the game 1-0, we lose the game 3-2, whatever. But if we go out there and we're 3-0 down at halftime, you're like, oh shit. The way you lose can really, you know, cast a black cloud over the season. Wow. Okay. Got you. Appreciate that, Wahaha. Let me find out you up there in the mountains getting your recreational skiing on. Big up to you, man. Hope Ethan is sleeping well in Marseille. This is the part of the season that I was very excited to see Ethan. You know, I'm not gonna lie. Very, very. You know what I mean? Wigan. In the next round of the FA Cup, we could get Burnley, Mansfield, we could get fucking Norwich, Port Vale are still in this thing, Southampton, Leicester, Hull, Wrexham, Ipswich. Be plenty of FA. I think we will get one of these shit teams. I hope we do, because 2 Premier League teams are going out in the next round. You know what I mean? Liverpool or Brighton are going out, or Villa or Newcastle are going out. So, you know, there's plenty. Big up to Gunarican, man. Big up to the assembled. That says skeleton is rubbish, brother. Unless I'm looking at the wrong shit. If I'm looking at the right thing, it's worth a watch. At least 5 minutes. Okay. I see what you mean. Big up Dragons. So, man, I will actually fight you. Monster. Big up to LFC Monster. Orange Slot out here talking about winning trophies isn't as important as playing good football. You know, listen, Monster, he's out of here, man. He's sacked. He's absolutely sacked. Because they asked him in a Sky Sports interview just now when I was setting up TV on in the background, and they asked him, if you don't get Champions League football, is it a failure of a season? They baited him into the question. Now, I don't know if he wasn't expecting that question or he didn't have a political answer ready from his PR team, but he walked into the trap and he said it out of his own mouth. He repeated the question and agreed and said it's a failure of a season if Liverpool don't get Champions League football. Well, dare I say, what are the percentages of Liverpool actually getting Champions League football from here on out? Because right now you're out of it. And for the space of 2 minutes when that ball crossed the line at Anfield, you were out of Europa. You were in a Conference League spot behind Brentford, you know. Now, we're going to do you a solid on Thursday, and we're going to beat Brentford, you know. So if you can help yourself at the Stadium of Light, you can find yourself back in the top 5. Fortunately, it will be top 5, but Liverpool don't get Champions League football or barely holds on for it. Man, no, he's on the way out. A big up Monster. It's Lindsey Vonn. Her decision only to return to competing after 5 years away from the Olympics. Oh, it was Lindsey. Oh, right. Damn, that is crazy, you know. I do know that name. And it was meant to be the next big thing, if not the big thing in winter sports. Arsenal cannot, from I've seen, allow teams to put pressure on them. We can attack from the front. We are relying on our defense to me. When we turn off the pressure, Man United happens. Yeah, so, and that's my problem with it, Ando, because I've asked the question to people in our side of the fence, and I've asked people who fall on the Top Gooner side of the fence. Is it the players or is it instructions that we tend to take our foot off the gas? We relieve pressure. We relieve pressure on the opponent, invite pressure onto us. Like, why does that keep happening? It happens at such a consistent rate that we can predict it. That makes me believe that it's instruction. You know, players don't want to score. Footballers do not want to play football without the football. It's the most boring shit ever. On the pitch, just moving side to side, brother. We want the ball to our feet. I don't know about man, but most men I play with at any level, we want the ball. Put pressure on the man. We have the ball, you can't score. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some of the angles they be giving, man. You know what? I'm going to watch it with my wife tonight. I'm going to see what she says. Guarantee you she ain't gonna like it. You know, at the right angle, she's gonna say something, and I'm gonna pretend like I don't hear her. Just gonna look at the screen like. Then I'm gonna give her the elbow and be like, "Did you see that? Did you see that fist? Did you see that fist of glory?" Big up to the Waffle Don. See you on Friday, my G. On Friday, we will talk about these games. Hopefully, we're starting the stream with some good vibes and music. Big up. And then we're looking into the weekend at, some FA Cup fixtures and that. Big up, man. Yeah, Spurs. Come on. Spurs got Newcastle at the weekend. Y'all. I'm going to run through some predictions here in a bit. Imagine Wrexham get promoted. I'm here for it. The league needs this because the championship, listen, people, you see how quick football comes at you. We can just look around, and football will give you so many reminders of how to remain humble. Because Leicester City are about 15 games away from being a League One side. Premier League champion Leicester City 10 years ago. They are 21st in the championship, bro. They're on 32 points, the same amount of points as Blackburn, who are relegation fodder. So they're fully in it. 15 games, they could be a League One side. It's mad. And Wrexham could come up, like Tone said. It's crazy. Appreciate that. Waha has my newsman, The man with the links. Big up, man. Big up the Blacks. Spurs may get relegated and may Liverpool get knocked out of Europe. We're here for it. We're here for the tears. Big up to Guna SE. I'm good, bro. Hope you are too. From everything us Liverpool fans are hearing from within the club, Slat is under pressure, but nowhere near being sacked. Slat still getting credit in the bank from last season, right? I don't know, man. So, if the Army decide they pay me $10,000 a month, there's $10,000 in the bank worth of credit. But if I'm spending $11,000 a month, you get credit in the bank. But he's on overdraft right now, bro. If you're debiting more than you're crediting, it's mad. And I really believe that your top 8 finish in the Champions League is keeping him afloat. Because if you were in the playoffs, I think he's out of there. You go out the cup, because right now Liverpool fans are saying FA Cup Champions League is still our thing. Yeah, big boy stuff. And I hear it, but I have to put some context, right? Context is our new word. Big up, Catch. Love, my bro. The thing with Liverpool fans always say we're the Real Madrid of England. Stop it, you're not. And then they'll go on to say you can never count us out in the Champions League. And they speak as though, not saying you do this, LFC monster, but they speak as though they are collecting or serial collecting Champions Leagues out here. Like 05 and 2019 are 14 years apart, bro. You know what I mean? And we put context. You were 3-0 down at halftime at damn Istanbul and shit. But worry about the Champions League. I don't think. Konate gives me the creeps, bro. And as long as he's a mainstay in the Champions League, in the League of Moments, I think he'll do some shit that'll get you knocked out. Big up to Cooper. God bless you, my G. My fellow bro in arms. I hope you are good. Boy 10, please really get them in the same season we win the quad. I will die of happiness. Imagine the snapshot of the Premier League table, right? Arsenal first, Tottenham 20th, match week 38. Oh, shit. Matter of fact, you know what? I said 20th because it sounds like a greater op, a greater spectacle. But we didn't need them to be 20th, right? 18th and 19th. But I said that because remember that weekend, the first international break of the 2021-22 season, when we lost our first 3 -9 goal difference. We were bottom of the Prem, winless, goalless, 9 goal differential difference. 9, -9, and they were top of the Premier League. That's when the Arteta outshouts really were coming from the soul when we were looking at ourselves. Arsenal, bottom of the Prem, Tottenham, top of it, at Mikhail's hands. That's where the shit started. Love Cooper. Hope you're good, my friend. The assembled curling is the safest bet when watching Winter Olympics with company. I hear it, man. I hear it. Spurs will follow Leicester's footsteps. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, Leicester, Jamie Vardy's Leicester. And I still think they have some of the key players that were in the Premier League with them, like Ndidi and them, man. They're still in the squad, I think. Hamza Chaudhry still there. Jamal Lascelles, Aluko, Joe Aribo. They have players, bruv. But these men, that's Jordan Ayew. Oh, that guy. Steffi Mavididi, the step over merchant. I just Brendan, was it Brendan Rodgers that relegated them, man? He almost got him relegated and they fired him. Big up Cooper, man. Smash up the likes. Smash up the likes from Catch or SB. Incognito today, man. But big up Catch or SB. Hope you men are good, yeah? Still got credit, but oh shit. Uncomfortable conversations here. But the Klopp Trust Fund is emptying quickly. Quick and fast. Quick. You know what I want. Let's hope they follow Coventry City. Hey, man. Coventry's coming up. Maybe we can get them in the FA Cup. Give them a taste of Premier League medicine nice and early. We are in no place to critique Liverpool's Champions League achievements. Arsenal are the paupers of the Champions League. Here's why. If you have a bumpy flight, you know what I mean? You don't need to be a pilot. Well, she goddamn handle, you're the pilot. You know what I'm saying? You can call out a 747 pilot for making some mistakes in that. They make inflammatory statements that's not true. Right? Liverpool don't sit at a table with Real Madrid. They're bigger than us. They're bigger than City. They're bigger than all these clubs, but they're not Real Madrid. They talk about Champions League as if they are serially collecting them the way Real Madrid collect them. That's the part that I have a problem with. When they say we won it the most times in, I get it. You know what I mean? But the last couple of finals that we've seen you in, you've got dealt with. You know what I'm saying? Did you rate Benito Carbone as a footballer? I did. See, football as we know it, growing up in the 90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s, the 10s, they don't make them like that anymore. Now footballers are coming off an assembly line, right? They're being trained to do shit that, take the flair out of the game. It was Arteta with his Project William bullshit. I'm still vexed from those days. Sabotage Nelson's career and ESR's careers. And hopefully he's not doing the same shit with Ethan. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people believe that Ethan is being ushered out the door, so to speak, pushed out the back door because he has too much flair in him, right? Kind of like how Pep got rid of Leroy Sané, Ronaldinho, flair players. Ethan has that in him. We're going to see what De Zerbi does with it over France. Arteta couldn't even get Willian to stay from South Bay Restaurant to compete. You know what? Willian could have fleeced us. He could have, Man, I think he was on like 275, big money, and ripped up his contract because he realized that Arteta wasn't it. I was like, nah, bro, I'm not gonna, And then Willian proved because he came back to the Premier League with Fulham and played 2 good seasons for 30-something. You know what I mean? Took a whole year off, came back to the Prem, and played better for a lesser team. Yeah, he's still on their roster, Tone. He is still on an active Leicester City player. You know what I mean? Coventry is on a bad run of form. Borough took them with their win last night. Where are they at right now in the table? Oh, so they're 2 points off Middlesbrough, but they have a superior goal difference, So Middlesbrough, Coventry, playoff, Hull, Wrexham, Millwall, Hull City. Looks for a tasty fixture. Bayern or Liverpool, who's the bigger club? What a shocker. What a shocker. I'll say Liverpool just. It's not that Liverpool sits at a table over there and Bayern sits over. Nah, they're at the same table. They're similar. So I say Liverpool just. The Liverpool dominance in the 80s is what Bayern Munich is doing now. You know what I mean? So, I hear it. second biggest in the world, Craig. KK. Kevin Kill. Middlesbrough back in the league would be awesome. You know what? It would be. Because Middlesbrough, was the first time I actually saw Adama Traore play. And I thought he was going to be something. Adama Traore. I think it was 2015 or the 2016 season. Arsenal. Wenger's Arsenal were playing Middlesbrough. And Hector Bellerin, Hecky B. Remember when Hecky B was blessed for pace? And everyone was talking about how fast he was, right? And Adama Traore in a game, Arsenal versus Middlesbrough, had picked up the ball on his own 18 and with the ball at his feet. Now, his dribble now, for some reason, is worse than his dribble then. Because that game, I was like, damn, who is this kid? Need to go watch him more because his dribble, that game was so tight. And he was running with the ball at his feet. And he had daylight between him and Bellerin, who was fast at the time when he had pace. I was like, shit, man, this Adama guy, it's mad. Yeah, this would be good. This would be good for the league. Not going to lie. I'm here for it, more meltdown for the Jordy Dread. Big up to the Odd Flick. Hey, it's a mad name, The big up to BBK and the community. Yeah, man, welcome, my G. Haven't seen that name much, but big you up. Appreciate you popping in. We do this daily. Bayern is bigger. Bayern is bigger in reality, but Liverpool feel bigger. The English Bayern. So the thing for me is when I travel a lot, right, to all the continents, right, Africa, even Australia. I saw when I was in Africa, when I was in 3rd Special Forces Group, and I used to do J-sits and go to Africa all over the Horn. I used to see Liverpool shirts. You would see Arsenal shirts everywhere. You see Liverpool shirts, United shirts, Madrid shirts. I didn't see too many Bayern shirts. I'm not going to lie. But then fast forward a couple of years and I go live in Bavaria where Bayern is king. And then you see the chokehold that they have on the country. You're like, shit, man. It is a conversation. Bayern is equivalent to United. When you talk about the biggest clubs in the world, you talk about Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Man United, Liverpool are in there. You know what I mean? They're in there. If you're going to name the top 5 biggest clubs in the world, an objective truth, objective reality, Liverpool are in it. I'm an older guy, so I know the dominance that fucking these men had in the 80s, right? So that's why the 89 title that Arsenal won at Anfield will be one of the greatest feats ever accomplished in football. Especially in Bavaria. Like Bayern isn't as big in the other states. Berlin and Hamburg, no one gives a shit. But in Bavaria, bro, it's mad. Boyton, Mr. Diabolical has sabotaged the entire club's ethics while implementing his theories of success. 1 cup in 6 years, second time 3 times, 5th and 8th. Second 3 times, 5th and 8th. Twice over $1 billion spent, and yet the fan base will accept it. As the numbers will always be an ugly read. 1 cup in 6 years and we're talking about big clubs is never going to be enough, is it? We're only second to Madrid. Hey, talk your shit, monster. Talk your shit. I don't like Bayern bit. Won't be taking their side here. Listen, this is strong hate, This is strong hate if Wahaha is not, but he won't say it. He won't say Liverpool is bigger and just reword his sentence to make his point without saying Liverpool is bigger. But I say it for you, Wahaha. As the host, Liverpool are bigger than Bayern, in your opinion, which is fine. 25 likes. Bosh. Yeah, it did. It dominated. So, and it's that period of what Bayern is doing now over the past 10 when they won. That's what Liverpool were used to doing, right? And that's why they were able to maintain their relevance 30 years without a prem. Because there was a lot of history to fall back on. Big up to Boston Guns. Big you up, man. Big you up, my G. Big up to I don't want to mess your name up. I don't even know if I'm making, but it's Amako. Right up. I don't know if I hate to mess people's names up, but big you up. If Middlesbrough get promoted, Newcastle in serious danger. They'll be the third biggest club in the Northeast. Listen, do not let the if you say this in the night owl sessions with Jody Dredd, you will get timed out, monster. And I think he might have, because they play today, don't they? Do they play today or tomorrow? These Geordies. So Specs has a watch along at 7:30, and depending on how that goes, you know, he goes to Never a Foul, gets cooked, and then he'll do the night owl sessions. He may or may not send me a message depending on how it goes. If it's a Newcastle win, I'll be on if it's a Newcastle loss, it'll be him and D-Man and all the other Newcastle fans. He ain't trying to hear my mark. Yeah, he ain't, because I will cook him. Because I told him that they'll finish behind United this year. Man didn't want to hear it. Big up to Footy Bands and things. Big you up, my G. Minus not respect. Yeah, Juve. Yeah. Matter of fact, we don't even have to go back that far, right? Back in the day. I mean, in the teens, didn't Juventus win the Serie A fucking like 11 times in a row? Before Conte upset before Inter and Napoli started to throw wrenches in the party. You know, 70s and 80s, Liverpool's double was the division, one title, and the European Cup. Yeah, they dominated, man. They dominated. Unprecedented type of winnings. Don't mention Barca. By the time they won their first CL, yeah, but I'm saying if you talk about the Chicago Bulls in NBA circles of big franchises and big clubs and big teams, you have to put the Chicago Bulls in there. But you know how many championships the Chicago Bulls have? 6. You know how many championships did Michael Jordan deliver to Chicago? 6. So outside of Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls haven't done shit, literally. But you can't tell the story of basketball without mentioning the Chicago Bulls. Right? So Bayern, just because they arrive late or after Liverpool's dominance, doesn't mean that they're not, you know what I mean? They're not big, or they're not to be mentioned. Because Chicago as a franchise have no business talking to the Celtics. They have no business talking to the Lakers, but they talk to them because of Michael. So Barca can chat to Liverpool because of Messi, because he delivered fucking 7 La Liga titles, 2 UCLs. I hear it. I can say it. Apart from the hate you have, you also have to respect your rival. Well, say it then. Say it, damn it. Say it. Type it in all caps. Say Liverpool are bigger than Bayern. Yeah, they play Spurs. Yeah, so, yeah, speaking of which, let me run through my predictions real quick. You know what I mean? So today, do a rapid fire for today's fixtures. Leeds and Chelsea, yeah? Leeds and Chelsea. What are we saying? I'm saying 2-1 Chelsea. I think Chelsea get their revenge. Because after Chelsea gave us all their energy to beat us 1-1 at Stamford Bridge, they went to Ellen Road and shit the bed 3-1. So I'm saying 2-1 Chelsea. I think Chelsea, plus Cole Palmer is going to play. He's recovered from his flu at the Emirates. Scores a hat trick against, I don't know, some shit team last week. Forgot who they played. But 2-1 Chelsea. Everton, Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth might win this one, but shit, man. This one feels like a draw all over. Maybe if Captain Jack. No Jack Grealish, no Semenyo for this fixture. Should make it kind of even. Krupi. Dwight McNeil is disgruntled. He didn't get his move. I don't know. I'm going for a draw. Going Bournemouth 1, Everton 1. Slightly leading towards Bournemouth for some reason, But Tottenham, Newcastle, 2-0. Come on, Eddie. Eddie, make yourself useful. Wissa, make yourself useful. Walter Made, a.k.a. Long Dick Nick, make yourself useful, my friend. Brace today. 2-0. Put Tottenham in there in more misery. Yeah. Tired of seeing Tobes shaking his nyash on the mob for everybody other than Tottenham. Yeah. So yeah, we'll do that. And the mighty Man United play today, y'all. Wahaha. What you telling me? 5 wins on the bounce, yeah? Nuno Espirito Santo, light food for the Carrick machine, who's auditioning for the full-time job as Manchester United manager. That's what we're saying, yeah? Man United, West Ham, London Stadium, bubbles blowing everywhere. Bosh. United beating these men. United going to be up 3-0 at halftime comfortably. Pass the ball around second half. And yeah, United killing these men. It's done. It's dead. It's dead. Tomorrow's fixtures. We'll do those predictions tomorrow. When we review today's games and we look at the other fixtures tomorrow. But that's what I'm rolling. What the chat's saying. What the man them talking about. Chelsea 3-1 win, says Hendo. I hear it. Chelsea win. Quadra said the same thing. Makel says draw. Bournemouth 2-0. Okay. Everton is dog shit. They have a result in them. You know, that we seen them go to Old Trafford 10 men and win. You know? They just did a remontada against Fulham, didn't they? I think they did. I don't know. Draw. It stinks of a draw. So I'll see it. Big up to Quadra, man. There you go. There you go, Wahaha. Easy does it. He's a fair man. He is a fair man, people. There were some cringe people like, oh my God, you gave a United fan a wrench to be a mod on your channel. He's a fair man. Makes great footballing takes. Cooks me every now and then, but shit, I can take a cooking. You know what I mean? It's all good. Yeah, match fix. Juve have all the history. Yeah, they have all of it, right? Sex, lies, and videotapes. All of it is there. They're like the New England Patriots of the Serie A. Yep, to be fair. Yep. It's the Italian league is so corrupt, man. Well, you know, maybe the Champions League, maybe the Premier is corrupt as well, but they do a better job of covering up. The Italian league is so corrupt. That man sold Tonali to Newcastle, knowing he had case. You know what I mean? Derrick Rose was close to winning it with Chicago. They were close, but they were very far away. Unfortunately, that roster was poorly constructed, Tone, where it was Derrick Rose and a bunch of guys who can't. I wish Latvian Guna was in here because he's a Bulls fan. But Derrick Rose, Taj Gibson, Joakim Noah, Luol Deng. Well, Luol Deng could score from the wing, but Joakim Noah and Taj Gibson, you're playing with 3 men. He didn't have any support. So the supporting cast wasn't there enough. So nowhere near. He couldn't. Matter of fact, LeBron knocked his MVP season. LeBron in Miami knocked him out the playoffs that year. Was it 2011? April of 2011. Yeah, Buffon, man. Gianluigi Buffon. Man played till he was damn near 80 years old, you know. I told him that Newcastle only the second biggest club in the Northeast. 2 times I've been on his stream, but no time out. I will test it tonight to see. Hey, type it in all caps. Type it in all caps, monster. You know what I mean? And if I'm on there, I'm going to tell him to mod you before you type it. Put a comment and be like, hey, man, go ahead and mod the LFC monster, man. He's the top guy. Because a lot of Liverpool fans watch him. You know, KJS days over there. Lots of Liverpool fans. DJ, Magic J, G Linka, a lot of them. And I think G Linka is Newcastle. Let's skip over those predictions. Bayern are a huge club. Can't ever deny that. It's just my club is bigger. Yeah, man. I think Liverpool, like I've said, I did a short. There's a short floating around on the channel. People think I hate Liverpool. Liverpool, I've said it, bigger than us, but you don't sit at the table with Real Madrid. There's them, you know. And then there's You know what I mean? They got 15 of the Champions Leagues that you men parry around. 1-1. Nah, I don't like Spurs to draw, man. I like Spurs to be muddied. Like Spurs United, the reverse fixture 2-2. I was like, fuck. They both leave with a kind of a not a smile on their face, but they leave content. I need someone mudded. You know, mudded. Who is the best team, would you say, BBK? Yeah. Best team in the Prem right now. Shit. I mean, by the measure of the table, I'd have to say us, innit? But if that's not what you mean, let me know if you mean like the best team. Best Prem team, or I deviated to basketball there for a second, so I don't know if you meant basketball. Big up, man. Big up, big up, big up. And listen, people, the Don had popped in here early, way early, when we acknowledged the Don. So a lot of people wasn't even here for the damn mix. But you know what I'm saying? We big him up every single time. I'll pause at 51 minutes to big up our boss again.
Maybach music.
This a survival story. True get a story. I'm drinking rum and Red Bull, and you see, let me heart full.
Just give me the cheese, I'll make it smoke it, yo. Smoke it, yo. It up.
Maybach music.
I told you he killed two stones with one bird. So he gets double tribute. He gets double tribute today. Heroes. I think he did that shit on purpose. Hey, big up to E-Ross, man. What a guy. Legendary. 2-0. Man, United. I hear it, man. Big up to the doctor. Gordon's only scored like once in 34 games or something. God damn. Gordon is out of form. What's his name? Elanga was like 1 in a million, 0 million. It's mad. I want West Ham to win to drag Spurs into the relegation dogfight. Yeah, it's the form that United are in right now makes it a huge underdog bet. But it would be the most Man United shit ever. Yeah? To beat Arsenal. To beat City, to beat Arsenal, to beat Fulham, to beat Tottenham. And the City Arsenal were back-to-back, by the way. They did. And then go drop points to West Ham. That Donnie might have to get put on suicide watch. If he goes this close to cutting his damn hair, and these men go to a relegation team and don't win, long. And at this point, if you're Fulham, if you're West Ham, do you want to be that team? Do you want to be that team that gave United their 5th win? Well, I can't even say that because we'd be involved in it. Arsenal and City would have been involved in the damn 5 run-up. Fuck me, man. Big up to GM's Bond. Manners and respect, my G. 2-1 West Ham. You see this type of shit, yeah. West Ham back in the day had Trevor Sinclair, Paolo Di Canio, yeah. Pablo Fornals were their quality. Yeah. Man, if you're gonna list out the West Ham legend, you have to throw Mark Noble on there, honorable mention as he's their Stephen G, he's their guy. Newcastle knew Tonali was gonna get banned. That's why they got the deal done. Oh, okay. I thought they got fleeced. No one else wanted to touch him. So that should have been lower. That should have cut the price in half. Man. What was his price tag? Because if you know man's gonna be even if he bust case, so man's gonna be out of commission for a while. He should be on the clearance rack. Discount. Can't play full price. No Man's Sky, Clippy. Listen, these names be so damn creative on YouTube, I swear. Journalists out here asking Carrick about United Strand. The game is gone. Did they? No pressure. No pressure that you have some kid on the internet not being able to cut his hair. But I'm sure Donnie has gotten some endorsement and got paid over his little debacle. But Juve are head and shoulders above everyone in Italy if we speak about corruption. Yeah, man. But they get their corruption wrong because them fuckers got themselves relegated, man. You got caught. points deduction in that. Pope, Trippier, Chiao, Van der Ven, Hall, Tonali, Simmons, Barnes, Murphy, Walter Made. The only problem is Walter Made ain't even starting for Newcastle right now, bruv. You know what I mean? The best football team I've ever seen. The 94 Brazil side. You know that the 90% of the Jamaican population follow Brazil, and I follow Brazil, love Brazil, but you know, I just didn't do what the masses do to follow a national team. But that 94 Brazil team, even though they had Rai, which is like the probably the worst number 10 to wear, that's probably harsh. But the number 10s that you typically know, the Ronaldinhos, the Ronaldinhos and the all the other men that were number 10, goddamn, brain freeze, that were number 10 for Brazil. Rai wasn't at the level, yeah. But that 94 Brazil team with Romario and Bebeto and these, man, the ball used to move at such a crisp pace at the right angle that the quality of the ball and the people that were moving it about the midfield was just, it was like an orchestra, bro. You know, they were knocking it. You know, I don't even know how that Italian team held them to a draw in that final of '94, but that's the best team I've ever seen move the ball, man. They were so damn clinical. Turkish football having its Italian era at the moment with their immense corruption. Hey, yeah, I could see that. Big up to E-Ross, man. I do. The problem is the mixes that I have loaded are pre-made. My mixer is over there now. I'm gonna redo my settings and put it back so I can play like the music live, because I have everything loaded in my file, but I have to. It's tricky at the moment with StreamYard. I might have to test out what's his name? OBS, you know. I heard they give you more options. Man said Nunny 0 goals in a calendar year. Oh, fuck me. But you know, I'm not even gonna pretend. I'm not even gonna pretend like I was expecting a high GA output from Nunny No Man's. That's why I'm not even, you know, too asked about it. The same way I don't get mad at Kai Havertz for scoring 20 goals a season, because he's never done that. We're asking him to do something that he's never done. You know what I mean? And then I don't know. Arteta thinks he can be Captain Save-A-Ho and save all these Chelsea players who never did anything at that club, but he thinks he can get it out of them. Yeah. I don't think if Ethan was given the run of play that Nunny got, he would be goalless. Well, I guess technically they gave him that goal against that goal that he put in from the corner. Forgot the opposition at the moment. Nothing like the first. Oh, okay. The music, yeah, big up, man. The music, Stairway to Heaven. No mention of Lampard or Joe Cole. Right? Poetry in motion. Yeah. That Brazil 94. And this is how much I love that team, because I can't stand Dunga. I hate that motherfucker for what he did to Ronaldinho. I think Dunga had single-handedly, he has taken Brazilian football back when they went away from their identity. Yeah. What he did was criminal. He should pay for that shit. You know what I mean? Should. Matter of fact, Zagallo should have never had him in that motherfucking team in that 98 squad. They probably would have beat France. But then again, that French team on the day, Zizou, fucking Desailly, Deschamps, Thuram, Lizarazu. There was just so much quality in that French squad. Now the French have maintained from 98. Well, the 2002 blimp when they went out, lost to Senegal and shit. But 06, they went back to the final. You know, Euros, they've done well. So they have maintained. I think Brazil was taking a step backwards slightly. Roberto Baggio, and long hair don't care. Mr. Long, you know, he still apologizes to like crowds of people when he goes in front of him for missing that pen. And he missed that motherfucker. He's everyone miss. The Bayern 2010 team, yeah. Bayern 2010, yeah, they were good. They're good. But the fact that I went straight to a national side, from all the way from clubs, because that Brazil side, man, like every one of those players. City 4, Fulham 1, Sunderland 2-2, Brentford 2-1, Arsenal. Man. Brentford 2-1, You know what? 2-1 Fulham. 2-1 Fulham SPO. Big up, man. Waste the money. Waste the money for Nunny. Nunny needs to just try to get one on target, Nunny, when you cut in. Stop dribbling the ball out for a damn goal kick. You know what I mean? Yep, Prem gave him that one. Didier Deschamps, Desailly. Them, man. Damn. Big up, man. Captain Saberho, perfect. I can't evolve him, guys, type shit. Yeah, I can evolve the ability to transmit, and he has the capacity. He uses those words a lot, Transmit, the capacity. Mikhail, just bring it down a level, man. Bring it down. He was, and there've been reports that during training, Ronaldinho used to do Ronaldinho things to Dunga. So I can see it, the old geezer, get off my lawn. Who is this young guy think he is? But he sits at the go table for a reason. And he robbed us of that, the assembled. That 2010 World Cup, Ronaldinho was still a top footballer in the world, and he took that from us. What a pussy was. We wanted to see that. We didn't get a chance because of this dickhead. Want to play boring football for Brazil, Can't go away from who you are, man. And they're still recovering from that, because now what we got, Vinicius, kick and run. They call it dribbling. I call that shit kick and run. Ronaldinho never had to outpace anyone with the ball. You notice when Vinny, he's just kicking chases because he's fast. Ronaldinho, R9, the pace and the power was there with R9, but he never needed to outrun you because you couldn't get the ball from me. So why do I need to outrun you? Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. You cannot take this ball from me without fouling. You know what I'm saying? Don't quit, man. Hang in there, Anfield the Red. Hang in there, my G. You still got a Europa League spot waiting on you. Whoa, still feel like, yeah, man. The Ram, he was an ox. That boy was strong. And then he went on to give us two more international footballers playing at a high level in his offspring. So, football is his thing. Hey, we made it to 30 likes. Bosh, man. Big up. Nunny, are you okay? Are you okay? Nunny, are you okay? Yeah, work for his ass. Should have been 3-1. Or it should have been a pen on Gahey. It's mad. But I feel for Liverpool because I was rooting for you, my G. I was like, he's done it again. Sabazlai, give him his flowers. Because Sabazlai may not be done, y'all. He might score another free kick like that. The next time, especially at Anfield, Sabozdo gets a free kick and it's dead center. Whoever that goalie is on the other side is going to be shitting themselves. Oh, he did it to Raya. He did it to Donnarumma, two of the best performing goalkeepers in the Prem. Bang. Donnarumma couldn't even move, Yeah, I was like, yeah, he did it to them. He did it to us. This goal deserves a result, but shit, man. It's mad. Must be sacked. The ref, Chelsea 1, Leeds 2. That's what I'm predicting. I'm predicting that one as well. I got a 2-1, 2-1. Oh, you got 2-1 leads. I'm here for that. I'd like that. I'd like for Chelsea to lose. You know what I mean? Yeah, E-Ross, get off my lawn. We used to play football on the golf course by my house at the Ranger. Get off my lawn was it. That's when you know you're officially an old geezer, when you're yelling at kids to get off your lawn. Kids, they're supposed to be outside playing. Yep, Laurent. Class, man. That team was just back to front. Fabian Barthez and that. Sack the ref, not slut. Honest slut. La 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 la. Imagine this man won a Premier League title, walked in his first year, and Liverpool fans are chasing him out of town. Remember that? We're gonna chase those crazy ball heads out of town. That shit is being queued up tomorrow. I forgot Slap was bald. That ball fraud. We're gonna chase those crazy ball heads. Because I remember that, right? I remember it was Lennox Lewis came out to that in one of his boxing fights when he was fighting Evander Holyfield back in the day. Man, you know, Lennox Lewis with the dreads came out, chased those crazy ball heads out of town. It was mad. I remember that. I'm an old fucker, you know. Wish Ronaldinho was out of favor at the time. Me Tima with that free kick. Yeah, bro, I'm mad that he robbed us of seeing one of the greatest footballers of all time not go to a tournament because he was being a bitch. You know what I mean? The Brazilian Federation should have overruled his ass on that. For the sport. Just for the spectacle of it. Because you're a better team. No one could convince me that that 2010 team was better off with Ronaldinho not in it. You know what I mean? He was only 30 years old. You know what I mean? Big up to Darren Martin, the General. General. Big you up, my brother. 2002 Zico had a problem with Romario and said he was injured for the World Cup, but he was scoring hat-trick in Brazil when the World Cup started. We could have been for the force. Brother, Romario, the tech. If you look at how the Brazilians like R9 and Ronaldinho and all these other men speak of Romario now, you know, they do the stay quiet until, and the men are listening. When they get to Romario, there is a huge pause before they give their opinion because they know how well respected he is. I think he's like in politics now or some shit. But a lot of those guys they got Pele, and then R9 and Ronaldinho are so humble. After Pele, they usually mention Romario. Yeah, man. Wigan. The Premier League clubs. There are some massive Premier League clubs stuck in the Championship that I would love to see back in the Prem mainstays. You know, I'd love to see Blackburn back in the Prem. You know, many were happy except United fans when Leeds came back. You know, Forest. The only reason I want to see Forest go down is because I don't want to see Nuno go down. Justice for Nuno. The Shugnakis. SBO, my better predictions. City 5-1, Sunderland 2-1, Brentford 3-1, Chelsea. The scores keep going up for the Ops. Oh shit, man. You'll be fine, Anfield. You'll be back in a couple of weeks, and we're gonna win the league. Up, down, roller coaster, you know, Mr. Volatile. Yeah, Neymar was the last one, the last flair player, but even he, I think, has underachieved based on his talent level. I think he is underachieved, underperformed, but the talent was there. He was of this generation of Brazilians, he was the closest thing to what we know Brazilian football to be like. Not Vini Jr., not Martinelli. Them man just kick and chase. There is no tidy control. They don't have the ball on a string. You know that Chris Paul in basketball has the ball on a string, playing point guard. R9, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, Adriano, Rubino, you know, Romario, Bebeto. These men had the ball on a string. You know what I mean? Cold, bro. Cold. That pigeon-toed, bow-legged motherfucker, bro. You know, wicked. Big up to Ryan. Big up to you, Stan and Peter, you know. Peter, the 6-foot giant. That's mad. Big up, man. But those are the predictions that I'm running with, people. I will tomorrow's show or later, if we're back, we look ahead for the fixtures tomorrow. But tonight's games, it's Chelsea 2-1. We're going to roll 1-1 with the draw there. Going for Tottenham to get blamed. And unfortunately, that Danny will be able to cut his hair. Because I do think United will do the bits over West Ham today. Sorry, Nuno. Little fun fact, Ronaldinho would have been known as Ronaldo, but there was a certain R9 who had the name before him, so he got Dino. Yeah, so I think Dino is just little. You know, Like in Brazilian, in Portuguese, Dino means little, so he was like little Ronaldo. And I think in Mexican culture, it's Rito is like little. So like little Chicharito was little something, you know, a chuletalito, little pork chop, you know. So yeah, Ronaldinho. So that's why Savinho from or Savio from Man City. Savinho is just little. I think that's what it means. One of my Brazilian friends explained it to me. I call Romario a million ways to score. Choose one. I was saying that instead, if it should have been okay. The fours are. Gotcha. Yeah, bro. He was that 94 team, man. When the World Cup kicked off, like these men are gonna win it, and they won it. And the Italian team did give a spirited effort in the final because that was a good Italian side, but they were just too good. On the day, they weren't going to lose that game. Like the Italians flattered it, taking that shit to pens. Edgar Davids. Oh, fucking hell, man. Edgar Davids. So the entire Dutch team, that 98 Dutch squad. Now, the Assemble, that's another one we can give an honorary shout to. Because we did an off-topic on this with Shane Gooner. Big up to Shane Gooner. I think off-topic is this week as well. Big up to people. We got 28 of you legends locked in still, you know. Please, people, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We do this daily. We're on the road to 2K. We're marching. Big up Amako. Big up to Ryan, the Arsenal fan. And big up to SPO. Big up to all of y'all, man. Manners and respect. Fly on the wall. Big you up. Big up, man. So all the new names, appreciate you popping in. Just make sure you hit a sub and a like on the video. The 98 Dutch team they assembled. You know, talk about Edgar Davids, bruv. That fucking Bergkamp, Overmars, Kluivert, Stam. Brother. You know, I think this Dutch team was one of the most underachieving. Well, I don't say underachieving. The team that had the most talent that didn't win. We're talking about a golden generation. You know how people talk about the 2018 Belgian team, 2014 and 2018 Belgian squad, golden generation that didn't win. The Dutch had 2 or 3 golden generations of motherfuckers that didn't win. But that 98 Dutch team was fucking littered with talent, man. Little Ronaldinho, yeah. Little Ronaldo. Cito or Citeh. Yep. Citeh, Vino, Rito. Fly on the wall say, do not fear for Michelangelo's. Oh shit. Karist Tahimovic is here. God damn. Banana skin game. Brentford, yeah? I think we do them, but we don't play till Thursday. So, you know, we'll see how the injury report's looking. And all them something there. And yeah, we'll do a prediction show tomorrow for that. And we'll probably do a reaction video later for all the action that goes on today. But I do have to run Frank de Boer. What a footballer. Yeah, so the Dutch. Talk about Edgar Davids and these names, man. So some of the we ain't even mentioned Seedorf. You know what I'm saying? It's the AC Milan extraordinaire. Big up, man. 30 of you legends locked in, man. I hate to do it to you people, but I do have to run. Manners and respect every single time, you know? It's been a great chat. The predictions are the predictions. We'll do a review, and then we'll look ahead to tomorrow's games. You know what I'm saying? But big up, man. Like I always say, people, take care of yourselves and each other. Until next time, we are gone.
Mac, I'm gone now.
I got holes in different area codes. I'm gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here. Big Mac, we running this rap shit.
Fuck with your soul and ether. Teach you the king, you know you. Godson across the belly. I prove you lost the rest.
Anything goes when we ride. Even with my little shorty by my side.
Oh, yo!